to the US of A on this, what is a Friday morning for us at almost 20 to 9 o'clock. Let's go and connect with Charlotte Snayman all the way in the USA. Morning, Charlotte. Trust you well.
Good morning. I'm doing good. It's really early here, just saying.
We just want to say we know that it is crazy early. I don't know how you do it, but we just want to say much respect and thanks so much for making this time for us.
Not a problem. Anything for y'all.
So you and I have met before. We've chatted on this radio station a number of years ago, and we still play your music here on the station. So you're not a stranger. So it feels like coming home. So nice to know we've also got some new music to share. So thanks for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
So for those people that are
Jenny.
listening, let's just quickly deal with it. You're in America, you speak American, you're actually Taiwanese, and I'll never forget that because I spent a good few years living in Taiwan myself, so it's very close to my heart. But your surname is Snayman. You're going to have to help us to put all these puzzle pieces together.
Not a problem. Yeah, born in Taiwan, and adopted by a military family that was stationed, well, a couple that was stationed in Taiwan. At the same time, I was born for a little Indian baby, and they somehow got connected to me through a missionary from a Scandinavian country, and it worked out. The Lord just led everything step by step by step, and I came to the States when I was a year old and lived there until I was, I think, 22. Yeah, and I met my husband. I didn't know he was going to be my husband because I promised myself I wouldn't, marry somebody from another country and turn a couple of people down. But we met at Bible College in Dallas, Texas, and kept in contact while he did the 2-year Army thing. And we just wrote letters, the old snail mail where you would have a thin piece of paper and try to write as much as you can, and it fills up and you put it in the mail, and then you wait for a couple of weeks to see if they get the mail. And it turned out that we didn't know we were I guess as people say. And I ended up flying out, I think 2 or 3 years later, and we ended up getting married in 1991. But I flew over the month after Nelson Mandela was released and had no idea why that was important and why people were excited. And I was like, okay, it's a Nelson Mandela person. He's happy.
So here you are all these years later. Now, I ran into you. You didn't know that I was there, but I saw you. You were singing. We have a friend in common, and it was the late Jessica McDillan's funeral back in 2022. You were up on stage singing, and I was there. She was friends with my wife, so we were also invited to the funeral. And I said, when you were singing there, and I thought, why is that voice familiar? And I said, it's Charlotte. So that was the last time I saw you in South Africa. Do you return often?
Well, I was actually there in January. I flew over for 2 weeks. I actually will be in America. My daughter, my last child, was accepted to a college in Tyler, Texas. And she asked me to fly over because she'd never been to America, doesn't know the culture, doesn't know how the people think. And we had a soft landing, and we're staying with my sister and here in Virginia. And we both said, well, we'll work the summer. And we both got great jobs. Mine was so good. And obviously, I'm talking to my husband the whole time, going, what do I do? This job is full benefits. It's in the, arena that I trained for in Cape Town. And he's like, well, stay if you feel you're supposed to. So he's doing the 4 month hop. I just went back for 2 weeks
Ah.
to say goodbyes and stuff like that. So it was a little heart sore, I guess.
I thought you might enjoy it when we do the Cape Town traffic. We talk here while you're holding on there in the background in case you heard it. It might make you long for South Africa. Let's talk about your new song, Charlotte. I mean, it's classically you. I remember when that album, back in the day, there was still a CD. That's how long ago it was when you and I first chatted. There was actually a CD to listen to. And when I got through there, I thought, wow, this is really a classic Charlotte Snayman song when I heard My Father's House. Because there's something about the way that you sing and the way that you present your music so heartfelt, and it's so, I want to say intimate, because it feels like you're sharing part of your relationship with Jesus out loud. I think that's the best way I can sum up how you share your music. It's like, this is so personal, but I want everybody else to hear what it's all about. How did Father's House or My Father's House come about as a song?
Well, I was, you always think about, well, I don't know if other people do, but I do. I'm very introspective and I like to analyze things. And it was stirring in my heart for quite a while. How do I capture simply a journey of saying, even though I grew up knowing the Lord and I knew all the, what to do when you go to church and how
Mm,
you need to look, but things have to go deeper than that. Otherwise you're just a nominal Christian that goes to church, but nothing else happens. And I realized, in a sense, I was an orphan,
mm,
in a Christianese type of sense, and the Lord has brought me on that journey of just discovering who I am and understanding that I'm a son of God. No, it's not based on gender. A woman's a son, a man's a son, and that's how that song came about.
mm,
And I wanted it simple. I didn't want all the bells and whistles. And that's when Matthijs Murray came into play. And he literally sat down with Stefan Klute and listened to the song once, played it once, second it some more, and became more acquainted. Third time they recorded it. And
mm.
that's it was I remember listening to the track and I was bawling my eyes out, going, Lord, that's exactly how I heard it. That's
Mm.
exactly what I was feeling. He did it, and I was very humbled, absolutely humbled.
Yeah, Charlotte, this song and the heart behind the song makes me think that very often we go to church and we grow up Christian because our parents go to church and grow up Christian. It's almost like sometimes it takes a while before we realize this is not so much about whose child I am in terms of my parents. I have to have my own relationship with Jesus. And there's often that disconnect. We often haven't quite, we're not able to be quite all that we could be because we haven't really given it our all from our hearts. I don't know how you feel about that as a statement that we sometimes end up being in church, let's as young people, we haven't really committed ourselves to being our own personal journey, and so we haven't quite figured out everything that we need to figure out about being a child of God and about that relationship yet.
I 100% agree. And it's difficult, I think, sometimes as a parent, because you think, oh, well, because my child has gone to church, um, they're gonna love the Lord. But then you realize, you know what, they're as much as an individual. Once they're 18, man, you take all the consequences of your
Mm,
actions, and you have to release them and just trust that those seeds were planted and say, Lord, it's their journey. I'll pray for them every day. I'll support them. I will love them, and just lead them back to your heart, and
mm.
that's what the song's about.
Yeah, and just with Mother's Day approaching this weekend here in South Africa, and as yourself speaking about your kids, to be on our knees as moms, but as dads as well, just trusting God for our children heading out into that crazy big world.
Oh, yeah. I do pray a lot. Sometimes I think God's tired of me talking to him, saying, Lord,
Yeah, the power of a praying mom. So we're going to play the song in a short while, My Father's House. You're worth following, Charlotte, to know your music and what you're up to and the things you're thinking about. How can our listeners keep up with you and your music and what it is that you're doing?
well, this is still on, it's on all streaming platforms. So it's on Apple Play, Spotify, what's it, Pandora, all the things. You can connect to the music that way. And connect to me. I'm on Instagram. It's just Charlotte Snayman. It's just my name. And you can follow that way. I'm on Facebook also, so they can connect those two ways. They can just, hit Google and you'll find me.
Anything new on the horizon? Any songs you're writing there in the background once we get excited about My Father's House and we say, is there anything more coming?
Well, hopefully so. Between my husband and I, we probably have about another 80 songs, but I have
Goodness.
written newer songs that hopefully can cross genres. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to record it next year with Rion Stain, because I want an orchestra this time.
Oh,
And so that's my hope, is that next year I'll be able to fly back to South Africa, stay a little bit longer, and record my second album.
that'll be great. We hope we can run into each other again. We so enjoyed your first album, and now news of a second one on the way. We look forward to that. We're going to enjoy My Father's House. Much love and appreciation to you, Charlotte. Now, before we go, I don't know if you've got a special message for the moms out there as we wrap up the program for the week, with Mother's Day looming here on Sunday. Anything special you want to share for the moms out there? A special word for them, perhaps?
Oh, sure. Well, for every mom out there, no matter if you are serving the Lord or not, just know that God has a plan and a purpose for you. He's never forgotten about you, and he never will. So on Mother's Day, I just pray that you will just feel the heart of the Father's love for you, and feel his embrace through the expressions of love that people give you, but also that his peace will just be with you through every circumstance that you're in and experience, and that you will radiate who he is as you live your daily life. So that would be my prayer and hope for every mom.
That is beautiful. Charlotte, thank you. Thank you for your time, for your beautiful message, for your heart, for your music, and much appreciation for you being up at some crazy hour there in the USA just to make time for us. We are honored and we are incredibly grateful. So many, many thanks and blessings to you.
My